Hi, my name is Maggie Maslowski, and I'm going to show you my learning management system, my LMS, as well as some of the formative assessments I've already created so far. So first of all, you're looking at my JT Learn page, and it has access to my teacher pages and my individual English 2 page, as well as the period pages. And I also created learning spaces, and as you can see, I have also connected with other teachers that teach English too, not only at West but also at Central, so that my students and their students can connect. So we can do discussion boards together, we can peer edit together, we can look at each other's work. So I think it's going to be a pretty authentic audience by connecting not only in the classroom, within the school, but also in the district. So that'll be pretty cool. So looking at my teacher page, it has not really changed much from last year. Except that I added a Twitter feed so that they see my at JTHS Maslowski tweets, which pretty much this summer have been summer reading, as you can see. And then I have also been able to do the feature builder where you can see the active learning spaces and then have all that stuff on there. My English 2 course page is very similar to last year. I wanted to showcase the fact that I have last year's period pages on here because it will give me a lot of examples from last year to show students. And then obviously I have the period pages from this year, so we can do the peer editing and all that. And I still have a lot of the course resources from last year. I have the calendar. It does not coincide with the learning space calendar, so I'm going to try to figure out how to do that so I don't have to double dip. And then I have the JT Learn Twitter up here because I'm trying to get more than just me putting stuff on JT Learn, and we had a few teachers that did it in May, and hopefully we can go more so that more hashtag JT Learn is shown and more teachers are doing it, more students are doing it. So we have one hashtag that all of JT High School District is able to kind of showcase what they're learning. So I have that on here, and then my common courses and standards. And then if you go to my learning space, I made it so that the main page needs a little bit more still. I have to add a few more images or something else on here. But I have a bunch of application and web tools, and I have a few spaces in between left for some other apps and web tools and internet sites that I'm going to use throughout the school year that are easily accessible, so kids are not like, where is the link? How do I go on there? So it'll be pretty easy to go on there with these. I alphabetize them because I know it'll be easier, except for the Google Chrome browser. I put that way on top because that's something I want all my students to download, because most of these apps and web tools work a whole lot better off of Google Chrome. So I want them to download them. Plus, I'm going to have them use their Google Drive as well as their OneDrive for different things. So all of that is on there. I have to still keep adding a few more tools in there. My course syllabus is there as well, and it is a PDF, so they can't really mess with it. And I'm actually really happy that the links work, so they'll be able to go on there. But they have the curriculum that's on there, as well as the grading scale, the classroom expectations, the procedure, the tardy policy, assignment policy, the what ifs, the teach like a champion strategies that I use, as well as a signature form that their parents will have to sign, as well as a little, get to know the students and parents, as well as how best to contact them for awesome stuff as well as not so awesome stuff. So going back to that, my summer, calendar, sorry. I've already started to do the summer reading because I started a summer reading remind during July. I did that also last year, so I have the links on there to the actual Padlet page, so they know what their goal is, and those that are signed up for my remind automatically get these messages every day, and those that aren't can go on there. I did email all the parents already. I think it was the first week in July, and I emailed all the current students I have Obviously it'll be changing, so I'll try emailing them again, but like FYI, this is what we have and this is what I'm doing. So if you want to join Remind, you can. If you just want to keep looking at the Padlet page because it'll get updated with links, you can do that as well. So I thought that was pretty cool because I'm actually going to end up using that at the beginning of the school year, so they'll have tons of questions, discussion questions for that. I have the summer reading link as well, where I have the Beatles and Angels on one side. I have websites as well as the link to the summer Padlet page. And then looking for Alaska, we just started this week, and oh, I'm sorry, this past week. So John Green is on there, and then the Padlet page for Alaska Summer Read is on there. So obviously more and more questions based on the chapter as well as based on the pages that they're reading. So it's connected on there. I also have Unit 1 resources. So this one is so far the Unit 1A formative and summatives are on here. So the Unit 1A summative is a narrative, so the rubric is on there, the assignment sheet is already on there, so students have access to that. And then I have a guide to writing summaries and a rhetorical situation chart because that's one of our formative things that we have to get through, and you have to know how to do that to get the narrative. And then I have Unit 1A requirements. I put the Common Core State Standards on here. I put the essential questions, the learning goals, the formative assessments, and then the learning goals for the summative assessments, so the students know what they are right away. And I do use, where is it? I did use the year at a glance that the ILT created, and it has been updated already for this following school year, so I looked at what those are on here with the summatives as well as the learning goals, and I created my own little calendar that I go with, so I have all that on here, and then as the days go by, but I made sure that I put that in here so students know. And so far I have a few of the assignment expectations. So there's an office mix that I did for a previous module about Beatles and Angels, which is the first summer reading. And then one of the formative assessments is overcoming obstacles. It's a TED Talk. So it even tells you 4 minutes because this is one that we may or may not end up doing in school. I haven't decided yet, but at least you know how long it is. So there's a video, and then there's going to be a Socrative quiz. And then, so I have the link to the Socrative, and then once I turn it on, then they know what their teacher ID is because it's right there. There's also another related article as well as in the YouTube video relating to the same topic, because after that they're going to do a discussion board. So one day we'll be watching the video, reading the articles, take a Socrative, like quiz, what do you understand, what don't you understand, and I believe I have the quiz here. Yes. So do this video message, motivate you to do your best, which actively helps Steve overcome his obstacles. So then I have, the multiple choice questions as well as the true and false, and then the free response. So all that is on there. So there's different types of questioning for the students to help them get to their goal. And then the second part of that is the discussion board, and I do have discussion boards on the side, but this link will go directly to that. So, there's more than one discussion board topic that I have already put in there because I have one for summer reading, but they're definitely going to go directly to the one that I want them to by putting that direct link there. So overcoming obstacles, and they'll have to reply to that. And the goal is if there's another teacher that does that same article, then her students or his students can also reply back to mine. So those are the first two things on there. So Unit 1A is pretty much done. There's a few more nonfiction short texts that have to be added to there, plus the job shadowing. Unit 1B has a longer text. So once again, I have the Common Core State Standards listed on there directly. The essential questions we'll be discussing, the formative assessment, and then the summative assessment. So it's all on the listed, like, this is what you have to get done. And then I came up with the office mix for rhetorical situation. That was the one for this module. And I wrote on there, it takes about 20-25 minutes to go through it because I would prefer to flip it, meaning that I want the students to do that at home, and then we come in and do the discussion or do the activities in class so that we can kind of further get their knowledge going on that. And my third, or you can count it as fourth, formative assessment is Curriculate. It's something new that I heard about that I want to try, and I'm logging them into it. They gave them the exact link so they can log into it directly. And what I love about Curriculate is that it's free. And I already have set up a few things that I knew I'm going to do for this school year, and I already have set up classes. So the kids will just get a code for each class and they'll sign in really quick, so then obviously this will fill up really quickly. The other thing I like about it is it has up-to-date or top news using USA Today. And the great thing about it is that not only is this related to Common Core state standards, but it also already has certain questions and annotations built into it. So I'm going to go back to my metamorphosis. Sorry, my laptop likes to lag sometimes. But the metamorphosis that I have in here, the students will each log into it because it'll be in their homework section in their computer, and they will have to read it by what. So instead of me reading in class, I'd like them to flip it, meaning that they'll do the section in class. And I can edit these. These are already done for me. As you can see, there's 41 questions, 14 annotations, and there's 3 quizzes, which is perfect because there's 3 parts to the Curriculate. And I can edit that part with it. Okay, so this is finally loaded, so I clicked on Metamorphosis, and this is what it looks like in my view as well as the student's view. But they have the story, and they can make it bigger or smaller if they want to. And there's a question, they have to answer it. I can edit it, but they would have to fill in the answer and then press in. They can't go on until they do that. There's also, annotations, so they can edit. I can edit the annotation if I want to. I can add anything part to it. There's another question, as you can see, it highlights the part that the question relates to, and it has to do with mood, which, we know that these things have a lot to do with the park and with all that. So there's another question here that's multiple choice. And as you keep going, there's another one over here. This one has to do with that. Obviously, right now, that the correct answer is highlighted because I'm in the teacher editing mode. But as you can see, this all goes through that, and it asks questions that are Common Core state standard related. And there's even a video related, and this is a video where someone is talking about, the word absurdity and how it relates to this book because it has to do with that part. So I'm going to try Curriculate, hope it works. I'm going to enjoy trying it with the students. So I don't have anything more than just my Unit 1 and 1A and 1B done, so pretty much it's till October, but I'll keep going with it. Unit 1 assignment submission, I do have assignment submission folder so that they can add in all their links, which they'll either have a Google Drive or a OneDrive link that they can add up there, and then I have one sorted by period, assignment, last name, and then date and time so that I can do that. And then obviously I have all my other resources, so I'll keep going with that part. Other thing I wanted to mention is that I will continue doing EduBlogs, so that is also on my main teacher page. Class EduBlog will directly go to this link, and the students will look at the blog I have for the week, and then they'll add their own version or prompt to it, and then all of their blogs are listed on the side by period. I sorted it that way so that the students have an easier time finding. So if we're in period 2 and I say, make sure you look at or comment, reply back to someone in your class, and then another day I might be like, make sure you go to someone else's class or some other class period. But these are, some great topics already, and EduBlogs is obviously public, so other schools will be able to see it. And then when we do the EduBlog challenge, other students from other schools, other countries will be able to focus on ours. So I think that's pretty good. Thing. So I'll see how JT Learn works and how learning spaces work, but I'm looking forward to it, and it should be pretty good. So thank you.